Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this?
This is a sham.
No.
Nope.
Y'all, just stop.
Get real.
Bum, 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 bum. Sunday Night Football. Is that the noise?
No.
Nope, that's Monday probably. Welcome to
any show.
No.
Oh, last night, all eyes, let's be honest, were on Sunday Night Football again, showcasing week 2 of Taylor Swift's romance with Chiefs player Travis Kelce. This time, Taylor showed up to MetLife Stadium with a celebrity entourage, including a Blake Lively, a Ryan Reynolds, plus newly single Hugh Jackman and Sophie Turner. Taylor shared a hug with Travis Kelce's mom, Donna, who was there to cheer on her son. Earlier in the day, she was seen in Philadelphia, though, sitting next to Jake from State Farm.
Conveniently wearing his State Farm jacket.
Totally. For her other son, Jason.
You don't wear your DBL hoodie when you go?
Who, by the way, her son is in a State Farm ad at the moment, so I wonder if that's paid for. Taylor Swift fans were out in full force for the game, many wearing Taylor and Travis merchandise, but a lot of NFL fans are very upset with all of this coverage of Taylor during the game, with one person complaining that the broadcast cut to Taylor Swift hugging people to celebrate another player's touchdown, saying, quote, "This is already getting ridiculous." So what do we think of week 2 of this all-star romance? Al, I know you are all for it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the clip we just showed really kind of symbolizes what I'm about to say. That was Isaiah Pacheco that just scored that touchdown. He's a Jersey kid. They were playing in the Meadowlands. That was his first time ever playing at home since he went to Rutgers. I'm assuming maybe he had 1 or 2 people in the stands. Do you think they might have helped him get to where he is?
Good
Shot
point,
of mom
man.
and dad hugging? You know, it's just like sometimes, you know, the noise covers up the other cool sounds going on in the room. And look, they're famous and they drive traffic, and I get it, but you have to understand traffic isn't just one way. There is going to be pushback, Jeff, because they're out there tailgating with the Chiefs fans, people that have had season tickets since their grandfather had them, and they don't like that. There's going to be a pushback when people feel like you are invading their space with no genuine interest in what you're doing just for another kind of ulterior motive.
And before you speak, Jeff, I just want you to know the average viewership for a Sunday Night Football game is about 18.7 million viewers. The Jets versus Chiefs game brought in 24.3 million. So that's more than 5 million up because of the Swift effect. Are those people taking over, as Al said? What do you think?
I think it'll die down a little bit. I really do, because it's gotten bananas,
Yes.
right? I mean, it's becoming a circus now. The first game was their first coming out party, right? Unfortunately, against my Bears, who definitely stink. And now in New York City, right? So that was a big show. A lot of people, a lot of celebrities there. You did make me a little sad with Pacheco, because I know his story, how he
Right.
came up,
He's a
went to
late
Rutgers,
round
and
pick.
I'm sure he had friends and family in the stands.
That was his first.
It was his first touchdown there in New York City. He's a great player on my fantasy team. So yeah, but that's a great point that his family
He had a
didn't get
career
the
game
spotlight
yesterday.
there. Yeah, and he really did. So that was sad, but I get it. I'm not mad at it right now. It is getting a little bonkers. Like, people are taking full advantage, like wearing your State Farm outfit. You know, that's definitely sponsored. What else is sponsored? There was a lot of ads for Taylor Swift's, concert at the movie theater. So a lot of it's playing part of, they're using it to promote Taylor here. And I'm not completely over it, but we'll see what happens next week.
Okay, let me ask you this. My father-in-law is 83. You know him, the professor.
Yeah.
Famous Chicago Bears, what do you call it? Announcer. And he said, I'm going to go watch the Taylor Swift game. Even he, at 83, was saying it. Take a look at the NFL logo on Twitter these days. Just want to take a look and show you what they have as the logo.
Oh.
3 Taylors, and the line is, "We had the best day with you today." That is a lyric from a Taylor Swift
Is that
song.
a verified page?
That is the NFL verified Twitter page. Now, what does that feel like we're going too far?
Again, I think it will die down a little bit. But I love this business. I love the entertainment business. I love football. I don't mind that they're colliding a little bit. Like I said, this will go away in some aspect, but it's getting new eyeballs on there. Those couples, right? Maybe his wife wouldn't have gone to the game.
Totally.
Taylor not been there. I get what you're saying, man.
Yeah,
I
of
get
course.
it, but
and Jeff, you're a lot more. You're a lot more malleable. when it comes to something like this.
He's a lot more what?
Malleable,
Is
flexible.
he? I don't know if Jeff was flexible.
I don't know.
Super flexible.
Yeah, you've been doing yoga for years now.
Yeah.
But I think we have a tweet from, this is from one of my group threads, of just people that aren't into it. And
Okay,
if we can pull that up.
Yeah, let's see.
It says, one of my friends says, I could see if the game was a blowout and if they were looking to fill airtime, but it's mad close and the Swiftie stuff is still mentioned. Like, these are just fans. These are the guys I've been texting with for a decade about football. And it's like really invading our stuff. And if there were cutaways to NFL highlights during her big Eras tour, people would noticeably, rightfully be upset. So no one's upset. Don't come for me. I feel like you every time you have to talk about
Yeah, you sound like him.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, I hope that they understand that there should be a space for people to need to acquiesce to this.
Okay. Well, for people like me
Do you
who
think it's too much?
No, I think it's great to get 5 million new viewers to NFL. I think it's fantastic, and I think it'll die down. I watched the first one. I didn't watch this one, but I watched the reclips, and look at her saying people have lip read what she's saying here. We have a little clip. She's saying, look at him. He's such a boy, and then she does this cute little. Yeah.
Like,
First one was a blowout.
Okay.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
Blake Lively looks great.
She looks fantastic.
Yeah.
And I like that she's taking care of those that are hurt under her wing, like the Sophie Turner and Hugh Jackman that have been divorced.
The less fortunate of all.
Yeah, right. But
Under her wing. She's
Yeah.
like 16.
No.
Hugh Jackman is an A-list actor.
Hey, you, listen to me.
I'm telling
I found
you, she's
you
taking.
in the subway.
I'm telling
and
you,
brought him up here.
her coattails extend to those types of people. And let me say something.
Right.
Would it be amazing if
X-Men.
Sophie Turner and Hugh Jackman got together?
This is the conversation I didn't want to have during Sunday Night Football.
Hey, but at least we're talking a little bit about football.
There you go.
Yes.
Silver
You know what I
lining.
mean?
Silver lining.
Yeah.
Silver lining.
I was shocked. I was like, we're starting the A block with Sunday Night Football. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
It's everywhere. I mean, even if you watch like the, Get Up or whatever you watch on SportsCenter,
Right.
they're using Taylor Swift lyrics like to describe all the plays now. I mean, everybody's on board.
Yeah, it is. And
Everybody wants some of her audience too. Let's be honest. She comes with an audience.
it is. This is a symbiotic relationship, right? Some say you
Yes.
started with the NFL, some say you started with Taylor Swift. It's very malleable, as you said.
You nailed it the first time, and then malleable is not the word.
Okay, coming up on DBL, we're talking all about U-2's mind-blowing show. This is insane at the Sphere in Vegas. It's incredible. And then twin sisters take down their cyber stalker after being completely ignored by police. They're telling us how they did it.
Acquiesce means like you slowly kind of get comfortable with something.
Al's explaining acquiesce.
Yes. Yes, I would say the definition is like
Yeah, I like that. You're really
you're slow. And the way I use it, how would you use acquiesce? I would say like you're slowly kind of getting used to or getting comfortable and like.
That's assimilate, isn't it? Acquiesce is to allow.
But I know, but acquiesce also like. Giving
in?
But acquiesce, I hear aqua and the like water flow, and it's like a slow.
I think it's acqui, not aqua. Acquiesce.
But the root word.
I bet it's acqui, which in Latin or Greek might need to give it. No, I don't think so.
I just said that.
I know it sounded good though. It sure did sound good.
Word aqua.
I was like, I don't think that's it, buddy.
The flow.
Water. That was really good try though, buddy. I have a really cool fact for you guys that I had saved for just. Oh, I didn't let everybody know. If you can, on October 7th, it's Mutts and Models. It's benefiting the Peppers Senior Dog Rescue. I will be walking, as well as Erica Lopez from 9 News, who will be
I
hosting.
thought I was supposed to be. What are
you talking about? It's a fashion show.
Kelly Ronan, I thought I was supposed to be walking in that.
It's a fashion show. Anywho, I get dressed up with a local trait outfit, and then
sponsorship, and then now you have,
and then no, I don't understand why that's not cool. And then I get my hair done, and then Josie and Barnaby walk, and we all rescue And then earlier this weekend on Sunday, I went into a dog festival and Josie went into the talent show. She took second place. Yes! And the other dog talents, not that great. Like Hunter, who just chased Bubbles. That's not a thing.
At a time, unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
No dog shaming at DBL, okay?
Little riff by the Edge. Nice. Welcome back. That was a clip from inside the MSG Sphere in Las Vegas.
Cool.
U-2. Cool?
Yeah.
Okay. U-2's residency started this weekend, and many celebrities were in attendance. Aaron Paul and Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad. You had Connie Britton. You also had Jane Seymour, which is, of course, Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. Kate Hudson posted this video from the show. Look at this.
Wow.
The audience was taken into a moving sphere, and then it was covered by different animals. LeBron James was also there. Look at this video he shared of a massive sculpture head with a collage of other images. U2 members were floating in bubbles as well. There was one, too, where they showed a landscape of, like, it looked like the moon with a flag on it, and the sun rose during the song and set during the sun. And it was incredible. I've never seen anything visually like it in my entire life. What'd you guys think? You were in Vegas.
Yeah, I was 2 seconds away from going to that show.
Shut up, Schroeder.
Yeah, so I just got there, and I was meeting some buddies, so half of them wanted to go, half of them didn't. I'm like, listen, let's just go. Because the tickets were a little pricey, but I was on that Game Time app, so it goes down a little bit. So I'm like, all right, well, we're going to spend this anyway, so might as well just go. And then I was about to get 2, and then some other guy's like, I'll go with you. And then I was looking for 3, and then the tickets that I was going to get lost. And I'm like, you know what? It's too much, because I don't want to, like, then you got to give me $200, and I got to chase you down over here, and everybody's drunk.
Right.
So, yeah. But now I'm sad I did it.
Yes.
I'm really sad, and I was excited about it. I went the next day to play Topgolf, and it's right outside that sphere. It's wild.
What does it look like from the outside?
I mean, it's something crazy. Like you are on a different planet.
Yeah.
You know, it's just doing all sorts of weird stuff. It doesn't really belong there.
Right.
You could kind of see through it when you're there in person. But I'm really sad I missed that concert. That looks super.
It really
super
did.
cool.
And then I saw at one point, Al, when it began, it broke through the shell, and light would come through, and dust would literally like drip from it as if they were breaking through the sphere. Everything was so immersive that it was almost virtual reality. What do you think?
I mean, this is, I had this thought last week that we don't think about it like this, but Vegas is our Dubai.
Totally,
in terms of, like, you know, attractions that you can only find on a couple continents. And I think this is really, like, symbolic of, like, what human beings are capable in terms of technology. This seems like something that you have to do.
Yeah, I know. I'm so sad.
And there'll be a lot of opportunities, but sometimes things are kind of gimmicky, and you're like, well, I'll wait for the new one to come out. I feel like that's something that you probably need to go see.
Yeah, you do. I think
I want to see other bands in there, though.
I know. Now, it will take some technological advances for some of their bands, but get this. It's 365 feet tall, 560 feet wide. It could fit the entire Statue of Liberty, base to torch, comfortably inside that sphere. Wow. And they say that the best seats are actually at the 3rd level and higher, because you get to have that aerial view of the whole thing around you.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I mean, I just picture certain groups doing well here.
Yeah.
Like, you know, The Dead or somebody. I'm sure their audience would enjoy it on a number of levels.
Definitely.
Yeah. Shout out.
We got some deadheads in the studio here. But yeah, I think if you were feeling no pain, this could be really crazy.
Yes, that's who this was invented for.
Yeah, absolutely. So shout out to the Sphere. Hopefully we'll see some other bands there. And hopefully Jeff will be able to go again and see it.
Shout out to the Sphere.
Yeah. The guy who made it worked really hard, spent $2 billion.
One guy?
Yeah.
And it's not like it's an object. Shout out to this table. Thanks for holding it up all these years.
Thanks for support. Coming up on DBL, we're talking with twin sisters who, this is crazy, took down their cyber stalker, how they took matters into their own hands after being ignored by the police. Welcome back. 10 years ago, twin sisters defied all odds when they took matters into their own hands to catch their stalker. Take a look.
If you've ever had a fear of being stalked on the internet, that fear can become a reality at any time to anyone.
10 years ago, I started being stalked and harassed by an anonymous person.
One day, strange things began to happen to Madison.
I received a message from someone that some of my photos were on the internet. When I first went to the police, I was just met with a lot of blank stares, just kind of like the typical victim shaming. It'll pass over. This isn't a crime.
Madison turned to the only person she could trust, her twin sister, Christine. The twins started their own investigation into the website 4chan, where they found a clue.
We kind of figured out, all right, this person is not just posting Madison, this person is posting multiple girls. He also had some very weird social media vernacular where he would type and it would say dot, space, dot after a sentence, which is very odd. If you're gonna use that, you typically use just dot.
After many years and help from the FBI, they finally unmasked the cyber stalker. A family acquaintance they had known since college named Christopher.
It went from not knowing who this was, walking down the street, literally scared of my own shadow because I don't know who could possibly be trying to hurt me.
And he was sentenced to 15 years in federal prison.
Now they're in the process of moving on. And while things may be better now for Madison, this could also happen to you. And more importantly, it could even be done by someone you know.
Please welcome to the show Madison and Christine Conradis.
Yes.
I empathize with your story a lot, and just the idea of feeling so helpless. Madison, would you still be going through this if it weren't for your twin sister?
Yes, I personally think I would still be going through this if it wasn't for her. Just because not only is she my twin sister, she always has my back. I had someone to lean on. She's an attorney practicing in Florida, so she has the resources and education to kind of get us through some of the hurdles that we saw going through the whole process. And it really was a team effort. You know, my husband's really good at the tech side of things. Madison's really well connected in your community. It was really kind of a dream team situation.
So that kind of leads to the next question, Madison. How do you think he even got access to those photos in the first place?
So we weren't entirely sure throughout our investigation on where he got the photos. The original photo that he was using to kind of harass and stalk me did come from a photographer proof gallery. So we kind of had this, you know, inkling that he might have gotten through the system. It's a system called Zenfolio that the photographer was using. So we think he might have gone through the system and there might have been some glitch or some way that he was able to illegally obtain the photos. And then fast forward a few years, he actually was able to obtain more photos and videos, and that was unfortunately from my boyfriend at the time, ex-boyfriend now. But yeah, so there was 2 ways that he obtained photos, and those were the 2.
Let me just say, I'm just reading the comments. Everyone is saying, where was the police? Where were they? Where were they? And we want to say bravo for you all for sticking through this. Christine, as an attorney, what advice can you give to someone who could be watching right now going through something like this immediately?
Yeah, so I think first and foremost, document everything. You know, if the police don't immediately help you, having, you know, a folder of everything that, every comment, every post, every contact, every photo, just keep that information documented. Second, advocate for yourself. Be your own hero. No one else is going to advocate for you like you are. Third, talk to someone that you trust. We're lucky to have each other. Not everybody has a twin sister, I get it. But talk to a best friend, your mom, someone that you trust, because you don't want to bottle this up and keep it inside. And then lastly, DMCA. It's your best friend. If you don't know what it is, Google it. You actually own the copyright to your own selfie photos. In Madison's case, we were able to obtain the copyright for her photos from the photographer, and you're able to get your photos taken down from social media and websites.
Can you say that again? Yeah, say that slower for us, that again.
Yes, DMCA, the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, is your best friend.
Okay.
There's a form, you know, that you can send to websites and webmasters and social media to get those copyrighted photos taken down.
You are superheroes. Yes. Amazing job. Madison, Christine, thank you so much for continuing to share this story with the world. DBL Nation, Madison and Christine are now launching a blog because they're helping a lot soon about twinning against cyber harassment. So be sure to follow along at Instagram at Vigilante Twins. So find that and follow. Thank you again, both of you. Amazing story. We'll be right back.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Welcome back. Low-impact exercises like walking, swimming, and cycling are great for joint pain, but make sure you're doing them correctly for a pain-free workout. So it's time for some joint and muscle support brought to you by Omega XL. First, as with any exercise, start slow. This will prevent injury or overextending yourself. Next, know when to stop or to seek care. Exercise can alleviate pain, but if it's causing your joints to feel swollen, you need to take a day or two off to rest and recover. Lastly, anything is better than nothing. No matter what type of exercise or how long you do it, getting your body moving will build strength and prevent pain from getting worse. Omega XL has improved the lives of millions of consumers, supported by 30 years of clinical research. Omega XL's powerful and proven benefits has transformed the lives of athletes, celebrities, and dedicated daily users. So call 1-800-726-5185 or visit OmegaXL.com for more information. Before we go, huge mazel tov. Congratulations to gymnast, the USA gymnast, Simone Biles. She made history, you ready for this, as the first woman ever to land, boom, the Yurchenko double pike vault at an international competition. This is a extremely high difficulty skill, historically only done by men. The skill will now be named the Biles 2, making it the 5th skill named after Simone. And if you didn't know, when she's flying in the air, I'm a gymnast, so I know when you land, it's a double blind, so she doesn't spot. Usually when you're running, you spot where you want to land, but she's landing backwards, so she doesn't know where. She can't spot, so it's super dangerous.
If you're going to get a move named after you, shouldn't you stick that landing?
She did have so much force that she overdid
kidding.
it.
I'm totally
No, right? But look how hard she has to run to get there. This is so much
amazing.
power. Look at this. Boom! Wow. Unbelievable.
Tori, it brings you back, huh?
It really does. God,
of your
those good
gymnastic
old
career.
days. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow.